Jane Campion is best known for doing two films. Even though she's pretty prolific in Australia and New Zealand, her best known things are The Power of the Dog and The Piano, which from 1993, which was her first big runway success. But my favorite film that Campion has done is from 1990 and later released in North America in 1991. It's called An Angel at My Table. It is a biography of a woman named Janet Frame, and we get three different girls playing her. One who's a child, one who's an adolescent, and one who's a mature woman. And her trademark appearance is a little orphan Annie Afro. And yeah, the movie is apparently it's pretty accurate to the three biographies of Miss Frame that she ended up releasing. And yeah, I really thought that this was just a brilliant film. Is it perfect? Not quite, but I do think that it really comes close to it. As time goes on, I might even call An Angel at My Table truly a great piece of film. But the way it stands right now, I love this film, but I don't think that it's quite like off the charts. So Janet Frame, she lives in New Zealand, and she lives in this kind of a poor family, and it's all about her growing up to be a celebrated writer and poet. And yeah, everything about this film is sometimes when you do a biography, there's lots of boring elements that happen, lots of just average things in this, but in the case of An Angel at My Table, everything is so interesting, so lovely, so enchanting, and yeah, it's not just a standard biopic. One of the things in An Angel at My Table that, probably the thing that people best remember it for, is this little, it's actually a small sector of the film where she is put in an institution, mistreated for schizophrenia, and yeah, it's misdiagnosis, and that's probably what the movie's best remembered for. The movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes roughly, and that element of the film is really only maybe 10 or 15 minutes. If that portion was not included in the rest of the film, it would still be a majorly fascinating work. I just really love films about artists and creativity. Whether it's My Left Foot or Amadeus, this movie, An Angel at My Table, really comes close to those. Because the movie does a pretty good job in trying to get into the mind of Janet Frame, and although we don't get to see her quite immersed in bringing her things to life, like we do get to see her doing her writing and things, but when the works actually come about, we don't really get to know what she writes. Like, we see her writing, but what exactly is she writing? That's a bit of a flaw. But whatever, the rest of the movie makes up for it quite well. I say quite well because the movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes. After a while, the movie does end up losing its steam, but whatever. It's that flaw doesn't really have that big of an impact on the viewer. It's just a small flaw that I found, and it's really not a big deal. I love this film. I've seen it quite a few times, and I plan on seeing it quite a few times more. It's a wonderful film, and despite not being perfect, I still love it. I'm going to give An Angel Off My Table 3.5 stars out of 4. Please subscribe.